Get you where you got a good view. Get the video up where we got the pinch mound, which is right under here. Oh, that's a good spot. It's still resting on the jack. The jack stand's just there in case it wants to let loose. But for the most part, it's going to be sitting on the jack the whole time. If you don't have an impact wrench, make sure you loosen those while it's still on the ground. I'm not a big fan of the pad slap, but money's tight. The rotors are pretty smooth. I think it'll be fine. And I'm using the Rabestus. I don't know if you can see the numbers there, but that's what I'm using today. I didn't want to get a pad that was too good because I'm doing it kind of half-assed anyway. Yep. 14 millimeter. When you're down here, it's a good idea to check all your ball joints and make sure everything's good. And it is. Gonna have to get a pry bar for that. Usually I'd use a screwdriver, but I recently got these pry bars. I'll lay that up top. If you look, they actually have a lot of life left on them, but I'm going to replace them anyway. You always want to make sure your slides are moving good, which they feel a little frozen actually. There they go. one's frozen. Let me get a wrench. Yeah, that one's frozen in there pretty good. Man. Actually, this rear pad, it is pretty worn out, probably from that frozen pin. Ooh-wee. But the top one is good, so let me pull that one out. Get some more grease on it. Bottom one, I'm going to have to work on this one. See if I can get that boot off and then bang it out of there. It's turning, but it doesn't want to come out, so I'm going to get the boot out of the way and then I'm going to hammer this out. Had to move over to the big guns. That looks pretty rusted. Holy. I'm gonna pause you guys, figure out what I'm gonna do. All right, now I'm gonna get this caliper off. And I don't want the pads to come flying out of there. You see, it has these springs that open them up. If I just let it go, the pads are gonna go flying. So I'm gonna put this clamp on there to hold it. I'm going to remove this lower pin. This is the one I was beating out. I don't know if you could see that. I guess you can. Got bent from beating it right there. You can see all the rust that's all formed around here. It's pretty common here in the Northeast. Once these boots get old, this car is 10 years old, so the boots start to dry up. And then the salt and everything gets in there and these things just get frozen. So I have my new parts for it and I'm going to put it together. But let me show you what I'm going to do about this first. Alright. So now I want to get this boot out. Gonna try using my seal puller. See if the boot comes out with that. Nope, that didn't work. So what you want to do is get right on the back. There's like a little metal cup here. Get on the back of that and hit it a few times. And it pops right out. I don't know if you can see the metal cap on there, but that's what you're trying to get out. Then once that's out, grab a drill bit that's the same size as your caliper pin and just run it through there, get any of that rust out. Now that we got that cleaned out, I'm going to spray it out with those brake cleaners. And hit that with a little brake cleaner. Any debris or chunks sort of came out with that. That pin has a little rubber bushing on it. And these are slightly different than the original pins. You know, the original, I guess it has a little bit of a taper or a little flat spot cut in it, but these have a lot of flat spots in it. So you should be able to load this up pretty good with grease. First I got to put my boot on. So here's my new boot, and I have this is actually for a spark plug socket, but it fits this pretty good. I'm going to use that to drive it in with. You see, that looks pretty nice right there. I'll take care of the top one. And this I'm not going to bore out like I did with the bottom one, because this one wasn't stuck. Let me get you up where you can see better. Yeah, the top one wasn't stuck, so I'm not going to bore it out like I did with the bottom. Grab my boot in. I'm going to use this Sill Glide because it doesn't react with the rubber, and the rubber on this boot, if it swells, it could cause this pin to stick. I got that pin all lubed up pretty good. I'll just wipe off the excess so all the dirt and debris doesn't stick to it. It's sliding in there pretty good. It feels really nice. Go, I got this pin all lubed up. Go slide that in there. Make sure it moves around in there good. Spin it around a little bit. Make sure all the lube gets in there really nice. That's it. Now it's time to put the caliper back on. Got to open this caliper up slightly. For that, I usually just use my big C-clamp. As it sat, it seems like it settled in there slightly. So I'm just going to push it open just enough that I can slide on those pads. You go easy and it goes right in. And you really don't have to force it off. If you have to force it, then there's something wrong with your caliper. Since I have new pins in there, I'm going to put some Loctite on these screws. And the reason for that is usually I don't put any on there, but since these are new, they could loosen up. Once they're used for a while, especially up here in the Northeast, they get full of salt and they're rusty and they're not going anywhere. But right now you can see they go in pretty easy, just by using my hands, finger tight. Now that I got them started, I'll put them in the rest of the way with my wrench. Of course, you want to torque those to factory specs. But I'm just going to snug them up. With that Loctite on there, they're not going anywhere. I'll just do the same thing on the other side.